necessarily. Decay has to try to find one, looking for the second one. Dinks will win out with the Phantom, and I believe he should have enough time for that defuse. West Virginia cutting that one about as close as you can. Yeah, maybe 4 to 5 seconds left on that defuse. Looks like right in that middle mark. So West Virginia, if you're TMU, that honestly blows to lose a round in that fashion when you had so much control. You used the orbital strike, you got what you wanted, you got the plant down, you got picked off by the tour de force. They maybe got a little bit too aggressive there. I would have liked to see them even play farther back in hookah, play down B long, just play these nice safe spots, but they get a little bit aggressive. It doesn't work out. And now it's going to be TMU putting together a bit of an interesting purchase.
Yeah, TMU did break their losing streak, so as a result, they are broke now. It's kind of unlucky how this game economy rules work, so just making a uphill battle even harder for them as they try to string together rounds to get an economic bonus. But they are going explosive again towards A short, but Boltsy does find one with the molly, and Taze does pick one off in U-Haul off of the chamber trip. Now we're going to see TMU try to re-aggress towards shower, find a pick, but just like that, Dinks is set up, and they have a pseudo trap set up over here towards showers.
Now we're going to see, oh my goodness, West Virginia, they are starting to really feel themselves, and they are starting to make light work of TMU. 8-2 lead on their map pick, granted. They are very, very good at buying. TMU has not been around this map quite as often, but the scoreline is definitely telling a very, very clear picture here. Dinks, he's the one to watch. This guy has found so many picks with the operator, retakes with the tour de force. He's always good for that first blood, and West Virginia just looks like they are dialed in right now to start off the CVAL run.
Yeah, I think this just shows how experienced the leaders over at West Virginia are. They recognize immediately that, they lost around to heavy aggression by TMU, so they just decided to switch things up. They are now ready for aggression on all sides as they have trap setups just all over the map on the sites that they play. And just like that, Jay Chronic does get one in hookah. What a shot. And Taze does get a fadeaway showstopper onto Huns. 5v3 now for TMU. They're going to have to make some sort of hero plays as they have no map control towards the A site, and they're pushed back very far on the B site as well.
Yeah, Stallion trying to poke up a little bit of information here. The Bulldog, the Burst Fire, will connect onto the head of Inox, so it's going to make this a little bit more playable. Granted, the health bar not looking too great. You've got the ultimates. I would say you don't really want to use them in this spot, but there's only 2 rounds left in the half, and I don't know what the buy's looking like next round, so it might just be a play to fire off the Seekers and then try to see if you can make something happen, because otherwise, you're just going to bring these ultimates into that very last round, and then Jay Chronic has his Viper Pit, Boltsy's probably going to have the Orbital Strike. It's going to be damn near impossible. But TMU, got to give it all they got right now. The Snakebite is going to go to the short corner, but Taze will find the first blood. Jay Chronic is going to tick away from that Snakebite, but he will be able to escape to safety. He'll fire his own Snakebite, will live on 7 HP, but it's all down to Taze finding all these frags. 15 seconds to play. Fives will get hit by the paint shell, trying to swing out of guard and just nowhere to go, nowhere to run. Taze holding the crossfire with Jay Chronic. Dinks still somewhere waiting as well, but he won't even be required. Taze with the 4K. Fives down for the count, and West Virginia looking to make it a double-digit first half.
Yeah, honestly, great discipline out of West Virginia there. They had 2 players on 1 HP, and they still decided to play their crossfire setup. Nobody backing out. They're trusting each other. It just goes to show what this roster has been through this far and just how they've been doing in events this semester. They really just build up confidence throughout the season, and it makes these end of semester, playoffs just really hard for teams.
It's all about the adjustments, though. In TMU, the game is still not quite out of hand. Granted, it is very, very close. If they lose this round, this game is pretty much over. But if you can pull that 9-3 somehow, who else but Dinks? And he actually gets out of the orbital strike. They tried to set up the play, the trap play. It doesn't even work as well as they were hoping, and West Virginia finds 3 picks right away to start the round. The Seekers are going to go live. Both Viper Pits up and available. It is the last round before half. The Seeker maybe get the help box a little bit there. Stallion, though, nice little run and gun, is going to find the 3K, 5 HP to play. Does have the rotation, but he's going to get caught by Jay Chronic, so it was an excellent effort by the Sky. But unfortunately, that play couldn't go sky high enough, and that'll be 10 on the board for West Virginia on their map pick. And I mean, Dinks is just the star of the show right now.
Yeah, just every single time that TMU has walked into the crosshair of things, he's just gotten one and gotten out, just doing his job as a chamber. As we said before the map even started, it's just going to be a matter of if the chambers are able to carry their star power and just hold down their, side on defense. We'll see if Huns is able to replicate the same on the defense side as they are down 2-10. But one pistol round in this game, and that's all that could change.
Yeah, this pistol round will decide whether we go basically 13-3 or whether we might go, 13-5, 13-6, somewhere in that ballpark. This is a must-win pistol for TMU. I know that West Virginia wouldn't hit 13 off this round, but being down 11-2 when you're going to be at a disadvantage next round, you're going to be looking pretty hard-pressed to find a win. Huns with the headhunter has to go huge. Looking to find the shot. Will get tagged up, though. Inox on target with that pistol. Now they're going to jump over onto the site. Taze is going to get up and go with the blast pack. Sean's good for first blood. Dinks and Jay Chronic going to trade that back into droves. So that's a double kill for the Viper. And that is West Virginia. Full advantage, full control, everything you could ever ask for. Spike, I thought was getting planted, but might be another second or two. Decay looks like he's going to brimstim right onto site. Is going to get tagged up. Jay Chronic has the 3K though. Boltsy is going to... I was going to say plant, but it looks like he may have stopped that one more time because they want to find the kill, but they will. Dinks going to avenge Boltsy there in West Virginia. It seems like it is all but inevitable that this 13 will be showing up rather quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the level of respect that TMU has for West Virginia right now is just crazy. Inox single-handedly being able to hold 3 players towards the octagon side of B, while the other 4 of West Virginia just flood out onto the B site. It's just honestly amazing how much Yuto he was able to hold there and just open up the site, as a leader for his team. Gonna see if they can carry this momentum on and end the game 13-2, and then bring that to the next map.
Yeah, and if I'm West Virginia, I am definitely expecting this force out of TMU this round, so I'm sure they're going to be ready for at least, I would say, better weapons. It's going to be stingers instead of pistols, so it's not going to be the best weaponry, but it will be good enough to get the job done. Inox, a little bit of pre-fire action toward Decay. Nothing landing, though. Just sending out those warning shots. A looks like it is being prioritized by West Virginia here. TMU, they're going to have to dig their heels in here because it looks like WVU, they're looking to hit the go button, and the time is now.
Yeah, West Virginia just looking to hold down their site here as there are 4 on the site, and just like that, DK and 5 just quickly take U-Haul, and the power of the Stingers does overwhelm the site. Jay Chronic with a little 180 flick onto Sean here. 3v2. Boltsy trying to tip through the smoke, and he does get 5s. Does get another one. I think he is aware of the Heaven player now.
He's got the rifle.
DK in a 1v2 scenario here. Nothing but a smoke and a stim beacon. He does manage to find one. Spots out the other one, and he goes for the swing, and just like that, Decay gets 3. But it's just one round that they have to win to bring them back to victory and just make this game even possible for them.
Yeah, I mean, every single round is pretty much must win at this point in the game, so that is a very nice job by Decay, and if you're West Virginia, you're probably kicking yourself a little bit. The player with the Vandal ended up being the deepest on site, so once he falls, if he falls there, that Vandal goes right into the other team's hands, and obviously Decay made a great play transitioning up into Heaven, finding those 3 kills back to back to back. TMU, it's the start you were looking for. You got a lot of work to do, but it had to start somewhere. You've got decent weapons. You've got a little bit of momentum, albeit for a small moment. Got to see what they can do here. West Virginia, though, the weapon's not going to be looking too good, but the shorty is always going to be effective. Huns will have to dip out of hookah or U-Haul.
Yeah, I really thought the judge was going to be a hard way to take U-Haul for WVU, but the shorty just manages to win out the shotgun battle this time. Quick retake coming out of TMU as they are getting back that hookah, the U-Haul control, and they are trying to run it back with the judge. Huns just going in first with the judge, and just like that, they get a prime gaming flawless for this round.
Hey, I mean, listen, if you're TMU, that's especially because the fact that you're never going to get the loss bonus again, keeping all your players alive and getting that flawless, that is so nice. That is a lot of cash that you, quite frankly, cannot afford to lose round over round. So that is exactly what they were looking for. Now they're going to have to find some way to try to get back in the game here. But 11-4 is the scoreline. West Virginia with the rifles back in hand. We have the SMG over on Stallion. Has to save up the rest of those credits. It's still going to be double judge for TMU. So this is going to be gut check time. West Virginia, see if they can find this round and potentially find the game.
Yeah, even ult economy on both sides. It just really comes down to just the general credits of the game. Trailblazer going into Hookah, they do spot out one of the judges. Little do they know on the left side there's another judge just waiting for them.
Oh.
Looks like we're at a bit of a standoff on all sides. The Stallion does seem to get a run and gun there with the Spectre. You love to see
There
it.
it
Sean
is.
picking him up with the judge. If one judge won't take it, two will. Now we're stuck in a 3v4 on the side of West Virginia. They should know now that there's 3 players over towards the B site, but just like that, DK does smoke and run away. Try to feign the map control. Make it a 2v2 on the defense side here. WVU just being patient and waiting for something to work. You know, there's 32 seconds left in the round now. Smokes have decayed. They might be going for a quick execute. Maybe they're going to go in for a double swing. And just like that, Inox does find the pick on the back of site. They do know that there's some sort of shotgun towards Hookah. Jay Chronic just tiptoeing around, trying to make this as safe as of an execute as they can.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the judge prevails there against Jay Chronic. 2v2.
10 seconds left.
Seeing as the spike is not going down yet, and just as I say that, they put it down in tube. One under Hookah here. Boltsy might be able to capitalize.
He's got the rifle, at least up in Hookah. TMU looking pretty good. The smoke pre-fire is going to land a couple of shots. Oh, the wallbang. Inox very lucky to walk away. The flash will not land, but the shots on Decay will, matter of fact. West Virginia, they are not refusing to relent here. They do find that first pick. It is still the 2v1, and now it's going to be the 1v1. Huns, the Brimstim. Boltsy looking to go over top. The defuse is going to be stuck. Pros do not fake, but sometimes they also do not make. Boltsy will kill Stallion. Stop that defuse in its tracks. West Virginia on to map point with a 12-4 scoreline. The buy should be good for TMU. They've got the orbital strike. They had cash in the back pocket, so they should be able to at least hold their own this round. But West Virginia, that Brim ultimate, that orbital strike on the offense, you can take so much space. It's going to be on this chamber to try to hit a nasty shot. Hun's probably going to have to be good for one here. This tour de force will have to find value.
And it seems like West Virginia is beginning some frigid weather because there's some ice cold players over on that side in the clutch. Quick bathroom aggression out of TMU as they try to invest a lot of towards West Virginia. They are investing a lot of util. Just like that, Huns does pick out the Viper Lurk over towards A short, so now they're focusing all their attention onto the shower side. WVU inserting Inox, and he does find a cheeky kill onto Huns with a Tour de Force. Just like that, they found an opening back onto the site. We'll see if they're able to pick one, but Sean7 does find a pick onto Inox back. This is a messy round, right? Just everyone is all over the place on this site. Anybody could be anywhere. It's just a matter of who's going to have the quicker reflexes here.
Oh, looks like Stallion potentially going to find a blind fire kill. It is going to be Fives and Sean, though. Couple of picks over to the side of TMU, and more than a couple of picks. They're going to only have that one member go down, which is Hun. Still got a pick with that Tour de Force. TMU going to refuse to say die quite yet. And West Virginia probably going to have to put that win on the back burner for at least another round here. And honestly, if you're TMU, that is a really big round. Yes, you used 2 of your ultimates, but you also got 3 ultimates off the board from that WVU side. So you're at least starting to even up the game. The only tricky thing with this scoreline is you have quite literally got to play perfect for 7 more rounds.
Yeah, and perfect they have been playing these past couple of rounds. Just interested to see how, you know, despite being down 7 rounds now, they decided to not back down. They're not giving up, and they're just, you know, trying to hold their own on this site. They don't want to give up the first round of this best of 3. Nice little... Sally does be more of them on the side. But just like that, Sean does answer back, and trap setup indeed, as they both get 2 on this side, and now it's just Taze in a 1v4, trying to make do with what he can, as he only has a Bucky in hand. But if he does find this pick on the Stallion, he might be able to get a Vandal. Just like that, he hears Fives running up on him.
Yep, that is that'll do it. Bucky in the short corner, that will get the job done. Now those, Stallion's underneath him. It doesn't look like he does. And Stallion, nice little rat angle under the box. Will, cut off Taze, nice little connecting flight there. Won't let him get that one-way trip. So TMU will, again, take that round. They were expecting to win it. They did. The ultimates starting to creep back into play for both squads. We're going to see 3 for that TMU side, 3 big ultimates as well. For the side of West Virginia, it's a Viper Pit. It's a showstopper. It's finally that goodbye they were looking for. They're just going to see if they can finally close the game out.
Yeah, interesting to see how, this on Bind, the defaults are so homogenous that WVU is just getting a taste of their own medicine. The same strats being used over by TMU, but they're just working out just because they're, favorable positions. Now we see WVU just going for 5 towards A. It might just be an A split off of the bat as they already taken Showers control here. Seeing if they are getting the ult orb here at Inox.
Oh, Clat.
Ooh, lining up there. But they don't. Huns does not find the shot onto them. Taze popping the showstopper, but he does have 3 different mollies on him. We'll see if he makes it out. Just like that, he answers back. And the raised diff there.
Yeah, no Rosa on this one. That is a huge pick with the rocket. And now West Virginia looking to exercise the advantage. They have the Viper Pit. They have to get J Chronic a little bit of space up in mid. Space taken, pit dropped. Huns also down for the count. TMU potentially on their last legs. Boltsy looking to find the plant. Taze with the oversight. Vibes up in heaven. Only got 1 teammate to support. Both players up in heaven. The Sky Heal will be used to completion. The Seeker's now going to go live. They've got to find it. They've got to have it, but it'll be Inox with the first pick. Now it is all down to Stallion. 1v4. Viper Pit and the entire West Virginia team barreling down on his location. 3K for Taze, 13 for WVU, and a map 1 win in the first round of CVAL East.
That was a great showing from both teams. If that first map is, gonna show how the rest of the series is gonna go, I'm very excited to see how these next maps are gonna boil down to. WVU, that's one of their stronger maps on Bind, but we'll see how they do against TMU's Haven. Very interested to see if they're gonna bring out any new comps. Maybe we're gonna see the classic Viper Omen now that's become meta. So
yeah, I mean, we're probably going to see a lot of the similar comps that we have been seeing for the longest time, but it's going to give a TMU at least a chance to try to battle back in, take their map pick, see if they can extend the series. But WVU with an authoritative Game 1 win, they're going to be looking for that quick 2-0. But we're going to go to a quick break in between then. We'll catch you guys back with Game 2 in just a few minutes.
Guess I should have known. Guess I should have known. You got control of me, break barricades, walls are crumbling, crowds they shake. You came to save, but it's way too late. Every single time you stay okay. Every single time you stay okay. Every single time you stay okay. Now my mind is blown. No surprise. Guess I should have known. Oh, now my mind is blown. No surprise. Guess I should have known. Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me where do you want to see me naked? Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me where do you want to see me naked? Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me where do you want to see me naked? Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me where do you want to see me naked? La 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 love. La 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 love. La 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 love. Let's talk about la 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 love. My name in your head, you gon' remember this night. Hear me when I say you're doing everything right. Trust me, I'm with you tonight. We dance with the moon. Come through right now. I hope that I'll see you soon. la 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 love. La 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 love. Let's talk about la 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 love. Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me what do you want to see me naked? Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me what do you want to see me naked? Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me what do you want to see me naked? Let's talk about love. Tell me what do you like? Tell me what do you want to see me naked?
We are running out of time, always searching for the light. I think I found it in your eyes, your eyes. We're colliding in the sky, and there's no time for us to lie, you know. Things are getting serious, serious. I won't survive to your love again. We won't make it right through the end. Cause you are running away from me, running away. I won't survive to your love again. I'm exhausted, I'm on the edge. Cause you are running away from me, running away. I won't survive to your love again. We won't make it right through the end. Cause you are running away from me, running away. I won't survive to your love again. I'm exhausted, I'm on the edge. Cause you are running away from me, running away. Never thought that I'd desire you, and it feels so hard, but you know, here we go, once more, once more. And my head starts to fight every time I look in your eyes. We mix in the good and the bad, good and the bad, bad. I won't survive to your love again. We won't make it right through the end. Cause you are running away from me, running away. I won't survive to your love again. I'm exhausted, I'm on the edge. Cause you are running away from me, running away.
TMU taking on West Virginia, or should I say West Virginia taking down at TMU on map 1, I believe 13-4, 13-5, or maybe 13-6, somewhere in that ballpark. They had a pretty convincing map 1 win over on Bind, but it was their map pick. They were heavily favored to win that one. Haven should be a little bit more of an even battleground. The VLR stats aren't going to be super clear for this one. It says, I think it said that West Virginia's got a really bad win rate on Haven, but they lost to like Winthrop, Blinn, Fisher, and another really top team. So Haven, it's another one of these older maps in the game. Both teams are probably going to have a pretty good grip on how things are going to play out. We are going to see Huns and Decay locking in the Phoenix Chamber, though. So definitely a wrinkle I was not expecting to see, especially when you're down 1-0. But I guess when they're deciding maybe backs against the wall, it's time to go for broke.
Yeah, I really like Haven, seeing people, try to innovate the meta on the map, try different things out. It is a very open map, so there's a lot of stuff that you can do, but the more sentinels, the merrier for the 3 sites map here. Sova being locked in as the last agent, it's very interesting, seeing as their only flashes are going to be Phoenix and the Omen Paranoia. It'd be very interesting to see how they're going to take sites here.
Yeah, especially
on the
starting on
attack.
offense, too. Yeah, starting offense with the Killjoy, the Chamber, and the Sova, I feel like, I guess you use Omen or Phoenix for your entry naturally, but I feel like that's going to be a little bit risky. I mean, if Phoenix goes in there, doesn't land that first flash clean, and gets taken down, I'm not really sure where this second layer of entry is going to come through, or how you're going to plan to set things up. So starting on the offense, definitely going to be an interesting take on things. We saw Huns have a couple rounds popping off with the chamber. We saw some of these guys having some nice rounds. There's definitely always room to find those wins. But you are down 1-0. West Virginia is sitting on match point technically, so you got to make sure you dial it in and don't get off to that slow start you suffered earlier.
Yeah, we see Dinks and Taze both going for the sheriffs that we so iconically saw last map actually on the first pistol round. We're gonna see like an explosive C long fight out of WVU, but TMU's gonna answer right back and try to go right through garage, destroying all of the util here as they spotted the KJ turret.
Yeah, bit of a slow crawl here. TMU having second thoughts possibly on B garage. Looks like they're going to walk over to C, but it looks like Dinks with this Arcane Sheriff is going to be ready at the waiting. I mean, both of these Sheriff players actually are going to be playing down C long. They are ready for the action here. The dash, though, is not going to be enough. Huns will draw first blood, so TMU's aggression will end up paying off for them. Now, it should just be this flood down C long. Theoretically, they should be able to take sight here. Paranoid is going to land right onto the Taze. Will back him off for the second. The Viper Wall is going to go down. Spike going to get touched up for the second. The Recon Bolt is overhead. Taze in a world of utility right now. Trying any way he can to try to stay alive here, but it's going to be Boltsy off the top rope. Will end up falling. Huns takes him down. TMU full control of this round, although West Virginia trying to find a couple picks back. Only down one player now, Inox. Working up C long, going to get challenged out there by fives. Will get taken down by Stallion. Now it's all into J Chronic. Won't be able to materialize that one. TMU already off to a much better start than last game.
Keep them in our sights.
Yeah, innovation I asked for, and innovation is what I got. Even out of WVU, running a more standard comp nowadays, they did go for a very interesting trap play over towards C long, but they have to take into account that they've never seen what the comp does for TMU, what their game plan is going to be. And, they just decided to move as a pact and use that headhunter first round, use the Sentinel util, and just, take sites aggressively.
Now we are going to see Inox working up A long here. Boltsy possibly looking for some kind of timing play. Stallion, though, with the Bulldog will end up connecting. That is going to be first two bloods over, actually, to TMU. They get a couple of early picks. Stallion, though, is just running rampant with the Bulldog. That is a lot of work getting done in a very short amount of time. Dinks down to 20 HP. TMU, 5-2 advantage on the offense. Should just be what site do we want to go, and then let's go plant.
Yeah, I really like this default, actually, out of TMU. They decided to, play very back over towards A and towards mid, just putting the turret towards mid to see if there's any sort of aggression coming down. And, Sova and Phoenix just going over towards C long, getting that ult orb, trying to farm that Phoenix ult so that they can have, that entry that we were asking about. What was their answer going to be for that side of the attack game plan? But, they're just going to try to farm ult orbs and try to really just have as much entry util as they can, as they're also farming the ult orb for Killjoy for Sean over on TMU. Another great piece of entry util for them.
Here.
Yeah, TMU this round should be all but finished, essentially. West Virginia basically going to play for a couple of exits here. Dinks only has 20 HP, so they're going to sit back in these corners, wait for some of these TMU members to maybe unsuspectingly walk into the line of fire. But it'll be TMU taking the bonus round. They will be up 2-0 once this spike will eventually detonate. So TMU, this is exactly the start you were looking for on your map pick. They got off to that such a slow start last game. I think it was 4 or 5-0 before they could find their first round of the game, and ultimately just did not really end up being enough. So this is what the doctor ordered for this map too. Again, if you lose this series, it's not going to be the end of your CVAL run. There is going to be that lower bracket. You're going to have that second lease on life. But as far as this map goes, it's TMU in full control, West Virginia. Gonna die to the spike there, get a couple more bucks in that back pocket, and then we're gonna see what rifles they'll bring through this round.
I'm very interested to see how West Virginia is going to try to shift their philosophy on this map, seeing as they, both want to fight the A lobby control that every team does on Haven, but, they also have to account for the garage and C long aggression. They want to try to shut down this Phoenix as much as they can, but at the same time, they can't really spread their resources too thinly, or else they'll just be getting picked off. But fast garage aggression is what they're looking to go for on the TMU side. But just like that, Jay Chronic does get a very nice spray down onto Decay. Just like that, with man advantage, their resources seem to be stronger over for West Virginia. They are more doubled up elsewhere on the map. But Stallion does answer back with 2 of his own kills. Wow. Just like that. TMU have shifted the tides now, and West Virginia is going to scramble to look to see where they want to set their defense up. But I think they've been bamboozled as TMU is just beating them out in footsies and going back over towards C Long. I think this is really going to be their win condition for the map on the attack side, just trying to calm down on C Long, where it's not necessarily the hardest site to entry on towards, but they can just kind of flood out and get as many bodies on the site as they can. Just like that, WVU is coming out of A now. We'll see if they are going to try to attempt this retake. If they're going to try to save their economy.
I feel like they would... I mean, they might go for it. I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to save. I know they definitely are not happy the way this round turned out. Unfortunately for Stallion, though, that is who they were looking to take down. He was popping off with that Bulldog, 4 to 5 kills in 2 rounds. But the timer is not going to be in WVU's favor. Now they're going to actually go for it. So if you're going to go for it, you better make sure you get it. Otherwise, these rifles are going to be lost to the sands of time. Boltsy is going to turn to find the first one. It's going to be 5s, though, on the spike, on the mark. Will find that 3rd round for TMU in West Virginia. When you get that first blood over onto that Phoenix, you have just shut down so much entry possibility. I would have loved to see them just maybe take a second, take a step back, chill it out for a minute, let TMU try to figure out how they want to approach now, because you've got that Sentinel Killjoy. You can watch one of these sites, and if you're playing up 5v4, I mean, theoretically, there should be no cracks in the defense, no way for TMU to kind of slip by you, but Stallion just opening his own way there with that double kill down in sewer. So TMU 3-0 now. The bye going to be pretty bad for WVU once more. Pop Flash will go through. Marshall just going to see if they can find anything to try to cling to this round. Okay.
Nice coming out of Inox to try to split. Decay also no armor as well, so he is going to be one shot to this Marshall, I believe. So this could easily turn in the tides for WVU, but just like that, Sean does manage to zone out Inox and get the pick back at the trade. I'm really excited to see how TMU is going to be playing this map. They've really thought out their post plan, seeing as last round we got a glimpse of what their delay is going to be on the post plant, seeing as they had the Omen Paranoia, the Chamber TP, and it was just a really good triangle setup out of them. So it seems like they've really just been cooking up on this map. It's going to be a very good match to see how WVU is going to try to adapt to this.
Yeah, it looks like the B hit will potentially be the spot, but Sean is going to find a kill onto Dinks over on A long, so that A site, all that pressure now alleviated. Don't have to deal with that Killjoy setup. You can walk over to A, still 25 seconds, and you're already on site. You got lots of time to operate. Boltsy trying to get anything going with the Sheriff. Nothing will connect. Plant is going to go down for TMU, so once more, advantageous spot. He's going to get spotted out on the flank near Garden as well. So WVU kind of in a bit of a pair of handcuffs right now. Not really anywhere they can go. Not really much they can do. They're going to have to rely on some hero plays here. Shock Dart is going to back him off for just a moment. The Paranoid is going to come through. The Stinger won't find the mark, but the Sheriff will be good for 1. 5s will find a turn and burn with the double kill. Now it's all down to Daze with 40 health and a Bucky. I think we've seen this one before. This usually looks like a save. Could potentially try to snoop around a little bit, but those angles are extremely long and would not be very forgiving to the shotgun.
Yeah, it seems like we're watching 2 different teams, going from Bind to Haven. TMU, struggling on Bind to try to work their way around the map and just have good rotations, but they've just have great calling on their attack side. They've been perfectly hitting the sites that they need to hit and, playing around the defense. But, that's just the name of the game on Haven when the defense has its resources spread so thin across the three bomb sites in the 5 lane just overall. Just going to see if they're going to continue this aggression as well. Sean does have the KJO over on the side of TMU as well as the Omen ult. We are 1 off of our Phoenix ult as well. So, we have a lot of weapons now for the entry, but they are going to have to deal with Dinks's operator over towards Jet C Long. Omen ult being used.
Gonna get
Use that
spotted
as
out.
a bit of info, yeah.
Yeah, all right, guys, you over here. They're gonna throw the dark cover down, try to block things off. And yeah, TMU, I mean, if you flip the nameplates this game, you would have thought this was WVU running back this 4-0 scoreline. And we talk about TMU's comp too being a little bit, I don't want to say strange, maybe unorthodox for offense because you have that double sentinel. So if TMU can walk away with 7-8 rounds on offense, maybe more the way this game has gone, when you're going into defense with Killjoy Chamber, you have got to be feeling really, really good about your spot and everything and your ability to make a lot of plays. Right now, though, fishing for information. Nothing given away as things stand. That Viper Wall going to be across A down sewer. Nano Swarm up in B and toward that same spot near A. TMU looks like A potentially on the menu. They're going to send the dark cover. At least buy them a little bit of space to cross down into sewer. But the Nano Swarm is there, and so is Taze. He would have to go big here. He is going to regrab that poison orb. 35 seconds left. TMU could still rotate to B, but they are getting really in deep here. And I think A looks like it might be the play.
30 seconds.
Yeah, TMU, just their whole game plan for this round seems to have been finding where the operator is, but even that, it doesn't matter. They're going to try to make the run here to the B bomb site. Because there's only 17 seconds left on the round. They do have to dedicate 4 seconds towards getting that bomb down, but I think they are going to get it down in time because there's no mollies over.
10
Big
seconds
paranoia.
left.
Ooh,
Big
Stallion.
brawls coming out of
Wow.
WVU, and they do get the trades, and just like that, TMU have lost the round. Very interesting to see why Stallion decided to go for the A-Link plan instead of just
Yeah.
getting it down in default. But maybe they were scared of the flood in coming in from the C-Link side. But overall, they did have a good game plan for that round, even from the beginning, using the Omen ult to try to spot out the operator over towards Jet on top B, smoking out A long towards Brick, seeing if the Jet operator was going to be there. They had the good idea that, that the operator was likely going to be towards C, but they just decided too late on which side to hit, and ultimately was their downfall that round. But they do still have resources for this round. A lot of entry tools here. Decay going for a flash with a dart into garage. Standard default for them.
Yeah, Decay. Looking to sniff around the C site. There's the Trailblazer. We'll spot him out, so we'll back him off for at least a couple seconds here. Bit of a reassessment period. We're going to see the microwave setup still toward B. That Killjoy going to be playing offsite, anchoring toward A with J Chronic. The Paranoia is going to fly through garage. Will land. Will just be more of a stall tactic than anything. Inox is playing the short corner in garage, looking to maybe pop off at the drop of a hat here, getting some comms from that Omen, ready to possibly swing. But TMU still has the spike back down in spawn. They're just trying to gather info right now. The Alba drone is going to spot out Inox. The guiding light is going to go behind him just to make sure no funny business up the flank there. Still, TMU, they are content to sit in the line of scrimmage. 4 members still in mid. The wall bang. Looking to find a couple of shots. Not really going to find anything, though. So, no harm, no foul. The running back is going to get popped, and Bolty's going to pop Sean and Decay. Will shut down the running back and takes down a lot of that post-plant util if TMU breaks through. But all that's going to do is give a lot of information
30
over.
seconds left.
And now TMU, there is 25 seconds, and nobody is in possession of the spike.
Seems like we got a DC over on the sides of TMU. Just like that, trade comes out. Huns and Stallion managing to get man advantage back for the round. We're going to see if they're going to get the bomb down. The spike is being planted. 3 seconds left to spare. And just like that, we are in a 3v2 post plant. Nothing but a half health Omen and an operator over towards the side of West Virginia. We'll see if they do manage to get the clutch and make it a 2-4 round.
Yeah, fives is going to be the problem here because the other 2 members are sitting at 1 bullet kill regardless of the weapon. They're going to have to find the crossfire with fives, though, trying to guard that operator. Now Stallion looking for the wide swing. He will end up taking down Bolty. The timing just going to go a little bit haywire there. And that is going to be Stallion with a 4K. And without Stallion, TMU, I'm not sure where they would be in this map so far, but this guy has been taking over 10-2 through the first 6 rounds of play here on Haven. And West Virginia will bust open the books, call that timeout, realize that TMU is definitely prepared. They are definitely here to make plays. They are trying to make up for that map 1 sort of debacle. So slow things down for a minute, try to talk things through, and see if you can solve this TMU puzzle.
Yeah, it seems like Stallion is really just being a raid boss over on the side of TMU. He's 10-2 right now, which is absurd to be seen out of the Omen, especially with the comp that they're running. You know, it wouldn't seem like he'd be the most
Yeah.
aggressive or anything, but he's really not. He's just posting himself up in good spots and just being a great teammate and getting great trades, you know, just being pinpoint accurate on his positioning. And just like that, Terms did call the timeout over towards West Virginia. He's going to try to, you know, collect their thoughts, maybe calm them down a little bit, you know, remind them that they did take the first map, so they are a little bit at an advantage here, but you know, they don't want to take it to that third map. We don't want to see Lotus. You know, if the trend on the 3 site maps is true, then, you know, teams that are good on Haven are going to be good on Lotus. So they want to try to clean this half up, you know, make it a 6-6, maybe even a 7-5, and just try to push on towards the next half.
Yeah, and I think these 3-site maps especially favor teams that are willing to be more creative, right? Like, I can probably count on one hand how many Phoenix Chamber combos I've seen on Haven in the last 6 to 8 months. It has not been many, especially in high-level play. So I like that TMU is willing to kind of step outside the box, realize, listen, there's multiple ways to break an egg. There's more than one way to make an omelet here. We can figure out how to get this done with these different agents, try to mix it up. Those 3-site maps definitely give you a lot more room to be creative. And we're going to see Sean Boltsy looking to catch the crossfire. Will get chipped down in B. So that'll be West Virginia. Will pop the Seekers to respond, though, and it is going to be the B site. All 4 members, except for one, will be sitting back window there. Nano Swarm Molly will keep Inox off the spot for a few seconds here. Sean looking to play Link here, looking to maybe get the jump on one of these West Virginia members. Stallion is still working the backside, but now it's going to be Sean. Good for one more. The Nano Swarm is going to go off the wall, but it won't even matter. The backboard, not necessary. Sean's got all 3 kills this round, and Stallion, perfect job lurking backside spawn. And Tay is the last one to go down, and TMU, they are running away with Haven.
This is a really well-rehearsed comp out of TMU. Even in that post-plant that they knew that their goal, we finally realized that their goal for taking A-Link is that they have the chamber trip over towards, you know, C lobby. They have that turret for mid. They know that their only gap realistically is C link and the people pushing from A lobby, which, you know, the Stallion is holding that down towards A lobby. So they really just had to fight towards C link there to lock the site down. And, you know, it's really hard for West Virginia, especially if this is the first time that they are seeing this comp being played. It's hard to notice those little nitty-gritty details that they really have to, you know, figure out quickly if they want to bring it back on this half.
Yeah, we can't say for sure, but I have a very strong feeling they have not played against Phoenix Chamber on Haven anytime recently, or maybe if at all for a lot of these teams. A lot of these collegiate teams, a lot of them, I don't want to say they're scared to shift the meta because what's good is what's good, and why would, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but I think the teams that are going to start to try to unravel a little more of these layers will have a lot better success during CVAL. Just keep yourself a lot more hard to understand. Keep that offense in a lot more of a... You don't require that one duelist to pop off. You just run that better kit altogether. So TMU just looking to keep this ball rolling so far. It's a 5v3. The weapons are not good for West Virginia, so they're going to probably try to scout things out. C site looking to be pretty damn open. Plant should be able to come through in 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, we're just seeing immense confidence coming out of TMU. You know, even just a micro fight on the round there as Taze tried to re-peek as Viper. Sean was just holding it down, you know. He was just in his spawn, just waiting for him to re-peek, and he was just confident that he was going to get that kill, and confident they are throughout the rest of the round, seeing as they are going to try to get a flawless round here, try to build their ult econ up, their regular econ up, and just keep this advantage going for them, you know, just like WVU did last map on Bind. Ding's trying to play runaway here as he does have the Marshall, but a long distance shorty is inevitable. You cannot stop that. And just like that, they do get the flawless round.
Yeah, TMU, I mean, this looks like map 1 reverse. TMU is absolutely controlling the pace, controlling the action. They've already guaranteed themselves a first half win. And we said, too, with this comp, on offense, it'd be a little bit trickier to get things involved. But Decay, he's just casually sitting 2 and 5, just setting up these flashes, helping his teammates default, just doing a great job getting information, being that constant threat of always going in there with that pop flash, with that run it back. And TMU, they've done a really good job not needing to burn any of these ultimates either. They are sitting on these things. They are waiting for the right time. They know they've been winning the gunfights. So they don't need to burn everything right away. And Boltsy, maybe a little bit too aggressive there, but it will go back towards WVU. But it looks like all the entire team of TMU down in sewer. They're going to try to see what they can do. The lockdown will get activated. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Hunter's Fury potentially, but maybe they're just content to wait out the time and TP over to C and get that spike down.
Spike planted.
Quick rotations again out of Stallion, but he is going to have to hold this site down and hold his team down for a couple more seconds as they are trying to quick retake
Got the barrel.
here.
Oh.
Yeah, Stallion spotted over towards default, but that is a perfect smoke for him to try to lurk around and play towards the bomb here. I think they just timing each other in the smoke, and just like that, his back is turned to Stallion. Stallion does find 3 on the round. Dinks is going to have to make an insane play here to try to win the round for the team. Bladestorm popped. Looks like that the recon bolt does spot him out, and he's going to have to go for an insane shot here to even try to make the round possible. But just like that, he's saving.
Yeah, that felt a little bit late, and especially considering if TMU really wanted, they're up 7-1. If he pops the blades and tries to flex on us, I'm just going to use the Hunter's Fury and say, yeah, have fun trying to defuse that thing. I will more than happily trade an ulti for an ulti. We just saw West Virginia burn the lockdown as well, so you don't need to save the Hunter's Fury for that now. Now, if they want TMU, they can just use this Hunter's Fury to get access to his site. They can fire that thing up into A heaven. They can fire it down C long up that left side corner, try to clear out half the site that way. So now they have a ton of options opened up to them. I mean, hell, even if West Virginia pops down that Viper Pit, that Hunter's Fury, that will cut right through it. And that can still find you a lot of value. So that is definitely something to look out for TMU. They've already looked like they've had a great game plan, and now they just have an entire cookbook of recipes they can choose from.
Yeah, I really want to give a shout out to the leadership over at TMU. I don't know if a lot of the stuff that they're doing is, explicitly noted in their game plan, but just even like the little nitty gritty details that they are putting into this comp, into the strats that they're cooking. It's really interesting to see how they're stopping everything. They haven't used the lockdown yet, but I'm wondering if they're trying to keep that in hand to try to avoid some sort of fast plays out of West Virginia, because I believe that's the only answer that West Virginia might have for this explosive type of play style here. So they're trying to, stop the 5-man hit. The only way you can stop numbers is with more numbers, but they want to stick to their game plan, try to set the op up and play rotations, but it's just not been working out. We'll see here as Dinks does get posted up on an angle, and he does find the first blood of the round here. Great start for West Virginia here after the tech pause.
Yeah, that's more like the Dinks we were seeing in Map 1. Map 1 on Bind, it felt like he could do no wrong in the entry duels. He was just winning every single fight with that chamber. Has been struggling a great deal on the jet, at least the first part of the game. Decay is going to shut down Jay Chronic. Now it's going to be Taze getting jump, pop, shotted out of the window. TMU will have the man advantage. The run it back will go live onto B. Decay just going to get all that information, able to scan out so much space for his teammates. The Killjoy setup is over there on B, but unfortunately for West Virginia, there is no more Killjoy present. TMU, they've got the lockdown. Inox has the head of Stallion. That is a beautiful flash coming out of Decay, and he's got the 3K. It was a bit of a quiet game for the Phoenix, starting to heat up there and running it right down the throat of West Virginia. 9-1. This is even more dominant than West Virginia was almost to a degree on Bind.
Yeah, that was a demoralizing round there. DK just absolutely jumping around, just having fun in mid-window.
Playing Phoenix.
Just manages to, pop a flash, 360 turn around, and just, shoot down the player playing for info over towards the window. It's like, it just seems like they can really do no wrong on this side. They're just, executing their game plan well, and there's no answer, but West Virginia is opting to use the Viper Pit and taking all of A short control. Just like that, they are able to put resources over towards the rest of the map. Killjoy lockdown coming down. I don't know if West Virginia actually knows you can spam that or wallbang that ult, but it seems like it will be going down uncontested, and the B side is given up for Dinks unfortunately detained here. Hunter's Fury coming out of TMU. They're trying to stop this fast flood. I actually really like this ult usage. Just giving his team a lot of space and a lot of time to play with for the post plant.
Yeah, they bought themselves at least 15 to 20 seconds. Stallion, he's going to Shroud to step behind the entire team. They do not check their 6. He will actually find a kill. That's how you can tell a team is feeling themselves. That is an aggressive solo queue play that when it works, it's great. And when it doesn't, you look like a bit of a stooge, but Huns with the tour de force. Nothing about that one that looks off. That shot landed as well through the wall onto Taze. Looking for the second one. Bolty's on the defuse though. The recon bolt is going to scan. Decay and Sean finally going to get onto the mark there. TMU will go on to double digits, and we are potentially, and in all likelihood, we are looking at a 12 or 11 to 1 half, which sounds crazy to say out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. Flipping this game on its head, TMU just looks like completely different players, completely different mindset coming into the second map. Maybe they weren't able to hit their stride as well on bind on the attack, but they're certainly hitting it on attack of Haven this time. They still have the advantage of having double sentinel on defense still, so they're sitting pretty right now.
I'm pretty sure it said that Stallion and I think Sean have more kills than the entire team of West Virginia right now. They've got like 29 and TMU's got like 22 kills. So yeah, Stallion and Sean, 29 frags, 23 for the side of TMU. They are just getting body bagged in a lot of these 1v1 duels. And you can see, right, as a player, when things just feel like they are on and you're in that flow state, it feels like you can do no wrong, you can miss no shots in TMU. They are definitely riding a high of highs right now. Just have to see if they can close out this round. I mean, if you win this round, granted, the game's probably already over, but that pistol round will quite literally signal the end of the game. And Decay, this Phoenix play is actually working out great for them. These quick little entries, these fast little pop flashes, the spam down from Inox, though, is going to be too good. The shock dart, the spin around. Inox, pirouetting between the entire team and somehow keeping his wits about him, but finally runs out of bullets and runs out of options. 5 will cut him down. Now Taze playing the short corner. TMU looking like they are prim and ready to go on the A site, but just having maybe second thoughts for the moment. Tay's going to get spotted out. The double swing will be good. Hunt shuts him down.
Yeah, WVU really trying to keep their game plan, trying to keep their head cool, but it's really hard to win against a team that's just, have vibes on their side. Just W gaming. It seems like they can do no wrong. They're just, seems like despite the devastating map 1 loss, TMU just, having fun and W gaming for the rest of this map. But we are now in a 2v2. Has to be a little bit more serious on this post plant here. No overextensions coming out of TMU, but they're keeping their head cool. They spotted that J Chronic does find the kill onto Huns. It's now a 2v1. Sean's gonna have to 1v1 the killjoy, but just like that, J Chronic with the 1 HP clutch manages to get 2 for the round, and he does end the half with 2 rounds. I think if there's any team that could mount the comeback, I think the level of experience that WVU has does make it a little bit more possible. But once again, they are going to be blindly walking into the unknown defense over on TMU with this comp.
Yeah, that's going to be the hard part too, is even if, let's say, TMU drops a couple of rounds early in the half here, eventually they're going to get to the point where is Sean with the Killjoy? Because they're probably going to rotate Huns and Sean throughout all 3 sites, keep West Virginia guessing, because the way TMU's game plan has been so far, I'd be very surprised if they just played the same setup every single round. These guys are going to be rotating, they're going to be floating site to site. It's going to be really hard for WVU to kind of catch on to this game, and again, it starts with the pistol round. If TMU wins this pistol, you can kiss map 2 goodbye, essentially, and map 3 will be a foregone conclusion. But if WVU could win pistol, start to get this comeback, win 3 to 4 rounds in a row, cut it to a 10-5, a 10-6, that does open up the door possibility. But there is a lot of work to do before they get to that point.
Sean, once again, on the side of TMU, seems like he can do no wrong as he has a pre-nerf classic over there as he does manage to win the headshots. Inox trying to tiptoe around all of the mollies on the B site. He will be managing to get the spike down. Still at a disadvantage. They are going to now a 3v5 post plant. Sean is poking around outside of garage, just trying to buy his team time as they already have an advantage. He doesn't need to push his advantage any harder than he needs to. Just like that, DK is going to go into the site, tap the spike, and fish out any potential side players. Just like that, Huns does take down Boltsy, the only one near the spike at this point, and they're just rushing down the rest of WVU towards bottom middle.
I mean, yeah, why not? When you have the advantage and Huns is popping off this round, you just run that thing down, find all those kills. Only 1 and falling in the crossfire there, so that is 11 on the board. WVU, let's see what you got for this force. That's probably going to be the stake. Maybe some kind of shot to spend everything they've got in this round, because if you get bad news, you're going to come back and win this game highly unlikely scenario. Sean, Stallion, Huns, all above double-digit kills. Fives and Decay have played a fantastic game so far. It has been just an overall team effort, a team gap so far in map 2. Still, TMU, they're looking like they are dying to go.
It seems like we might be having a battle of the death balls over towards the A site.
Yeah.
But if this round is any indicator of how the last couple of rounds have gone, it will be TMU coming out on top on the ball. They are walking into the crosshair here of Huns, and just like that, he does pick off one, gets traded very quickly. XQ coming out, dinks into the cloud bursts. Decay does find the trade, but just like that, J Chronic on the back does manage to pick off one in the backside, and just like that, we are in a 3v2 post plant as the spike is getting down.
Yeah, Boltsy looking to finish off the plant there. Fives up in heaven is going to spot the nano, so he knows exactly where J Chronic is located. If Chronic were to even expose a shoulder, a knee, an ankle, he'd be going down for the count. The recon bolt is going to go to scan the site. Sean is going to get spotted out, or will spot out Boltsy rather. Now he's going to go for the swing down in hell. 1 HP in a dream. Dream turns to a nightmare. The nano swarm is going to get popped. Fives has been known where J Chronic is. Slowly walking him down, waiting to find the angle, waiting to find the wall bang headshot, and waiting to find 12 for TMU. That is going to be map 3 point. And now WVU. I mean, considering they just forced out, you've got to imagine TMU just buys Vandals and pretty much wins this round, but obviously crazier things could happen. Actually, some of them saved last round. Okay, they got a little bit of cash here.
Yeah, it just seems like TMU is clinical in these unorthodox retakes that they're doing. You know, just throwing a dart down and jumping down. You know, they're just playing together. They have the chemistry. They understand that they might have more experience on the side of West Virginia, but what's experience to people just having fun and having that chemistry. So it's interesting to see how the rest of this round, the rest of this map actually is gonna go. Taze going for a quick lurk down onto A short, seeing if he can aggressively find an opening for West Virginia that they so desperately need on this attack round.
Yeah, in West Virginia, we're not going to see that same death ball this time. It's a bit of a default. Oh, Decay. That is why Phoenix is so damn good. It's all about timing with this agent. Quick little corner flash, quick, clean kill, right back to safety. Although he is waiting for maybe that second and third look. Fives going to hold long. Boltsy is going to spot Decay out. Will take him down exactly what West Virginia needs. It's a 4v4. They still have got the Guardians. Taze potentially going to catch timing here. Is going to spot it behind the box. Whiffing a couple of shots there. The Guardian can be a little bit tricky to use. Will end up finding the kill. Will gain the site for WVU as well. TMU, now they're going to jump on their horse. They're going to get on these rotations. In WVU, it is a 4v3. Surely soon post-plant for the game.
Even in the rounds where they have an advantageous position, it does seem like they are a little bit shaky here. But even then, Huns decides that this is his map. This is his time to shine. And just like that, he gets 3 quickly on the retake. Now Inox just left to do it all. The IGL clutching it out for the map. And just like that, he gets the clutch.
Wow.
Don't even try me.
The transition with that Guardian, whether you call it luck, skill, or everything in between, West Virginia, by the skin of their teeth, will survive to fight another round, and they're at least going to put TMU on that back foot economic-wise. Huns will have the tour de force. They're going to have to be ready and wary for that thing, spot that sucker out. And I don't know what it is, man. These Bulldogs have been going crazy this map. I know they're a lot better on Haven than some other maps because of these long sight lines, but these players of these Bulldogs have been going crazy so far. Inox requires that 1v2 clutch to keep the game alive, trying his best to keep his team in the game. But they got a lot of work to do, and the tour de force is live. Luckily, though, they have seemingly guessed the right site here.
Great opening shot here out of J Chronic. This is exactly what they needed, but Fives answers back. Lucky Dinks does get the trade back here. West Virginia seeming to power through the rest of this half, hopefully trying to make something out of it. Just like that, 3v2 on the post plant there, seeming to wait to try to get spiked down. Trying to spot out the tour de force over on the side of Huns here. Paranoia coming out towards garage, and Huns is going to try to angle out, but just like that, Dinks, 3 on the round, might try to pick up the 4th. He's trying to keep his team in it for this game.
Yeah, Stallion, just with the classic, is going to Try to retreat towards spawn, but I think there's a jet. Oh, gonna go the other way, looking up into window. Could have potentially been Stallion. Getting shot in the back there. He is going to re-engage toward garage now. It's going to be Boltsy, though, up ready with the Vandal, with the headshot. West Virginia trying to keep this game alive. They will take their 4th of the game.
Yeah, West Virginia, they do have a lot of resources to play with here, seeing as they have the Omen ult and the Blade Storm. Going to be ready for this round. Very close to Seekers and Lockdown as well. We'll see how the Phoenix ult and the Hunter's Fury is going to be used on the side of TMU to try to shut down this this seems like death ball that's coming out of West Virginia. You know, they want to win as a team, or they're going to lose as a team, and seems like they might be winning the aggression on this A site hit so far.
Thanks. Slowly working up A long here. Couple of flashes going through. Not a lot of info recovered so far. TMU, they do have the Hunter's Fury, and they have that run it back. 2 great tools trying to hold the site down. Decay is going to catch perfect timing, though, on the angle. Crossfire is good. It is true, and it is strong. Jay Chronic with a necessary double kill. Lockdown now initiated. West Virginia, this is their last ulti, potentially, of the game. TMU, 3 members strong, and I will say this lockdown may be a little bit early in comparison to the plant. This lockdown is going to expire just as the spike goes down. Inox going to have to go for the challenge. Will defeat Huns. Seekers are going to go online, so he did actually get to that ulti. Paranoia is going to hit him down and help, but the Seekers are going to buy them some information. Jay Chronic's got the 3K. West Virginia hanging on by a thread. Guiding light, face full of flash into Stallion, and Jay Chronic, the Killjoy, got the 4K. West Virginia hanging in there. Regardless how they're getting it done, they are continuously winning each round. And TMU probably going to be back on a bit of a mix buy again. I say mixed. It's probably going to be Sheriffs and Stingers max. They're going to save, get those ultimates stacked up. And that's the thing, too. If you're TMU, you could theoretically even let this go to like 12-8 and just fire off 5 ultimates, and there is a very good chance you're going to win the round.
Yeah, they are trying to hold on to those resources. They did the same thing last half, actually, seeing as they're trying to use ultimates as like a last case resort, but we are seeing another trap setup coming out of TMU over towards garage. They're trying to utilize these short range guns that they have to try to put themselves at an advantage here for the round. Huns just seem to be poking and prodding elsewhere, but just like that, Dinks does take the B site by himself. We're seeing if Spike is going to be going down over towards the A site, or towards the A-Link side of B.
Oh. 5. The Owl Drone going to get spotted out, but Dinks is going to hold his spot. He will stand his ground, and he will find that kill. In West Virginia, in the midst of everything, they do find the plant, and they are going to find a lot of frags. Sean going to find one back with the Stinger. Taze and Jay Chronic, though, good for a couple of those frags. Stallion, last one standing. We know he is no slouch. He has been going crazy this game, but unfortunately for TMU, no heroics in the bag in that one. West Virginia going to cut the lead to half. Now it's a 12-6. It was, I believe, 12-2 at one point in time. So they are slowly but steadily working their way toward this nice scoreline they've been looking for. But West Virginia still going to have good guns. TMU, you just need one round. They've got 3 ultis. They've got weapons. You just need one measly, small, minute round.
Yeah, like we said last map, actually, for TMU, you know, when you're on your last breath like that on, you know, map point, you have to play near flawlessly. And, you know, that is how West Virginia is playing right now. They are playing very flawless, executing these site hits properly, and, you know, just having a good read on the opponent overall. And just like that, they're going to deathball once again towards garage, seeing if Decay can trade out. Just like that, Jay Chronic does find the trade out on the first blood there. Sean is pulling away from A. A lot of the TMU members over towards the C side of the map. Seems like that's going to be the direction that WVU is unfortunately creeping over towards. See if this game is going to be a matter of who will win the rotations and who will sniff out the defense here better. Just like that, Stallion is peeking into 3 people. Bit unlucky, but Hunter's Fury does come out of 5. See if he can find anybody over towards C long, but instead he does decide he didn't like Timmy the turret, so he shoots it. It's all good.
Yeah, and TMU has bought a lot of time for themselves too. And now the thing is, because you use that Hunter's Fury, you're probably expecting this rotation off of C. We are going to see Inox still posted up in Cubby, but the rest of the team, those rotations probably going to be fairly expected from TMU. So they're going to set up that chamber and window. Fives is going to be right behind him, ready to go. Sean already playing the B site, has the microwave set up too. The snakebite is going to go live. The nanos, though, they're going to block off that B door perfectly. That Venn diagram, and that's going to cost WVU another 15, 20 seconds here, and right into the firing squad. Huns with a nice little two-piece. 12 seconds left to play. 1v3 for Taze. In all likelihood, map 3 is inevitable. All down to Taze. 5 seconds left. Has the pit, but he does not have the time to do anything with it. He's going to get 3, but it'll be a fleeting 3K. It'll be TMU working Haven, working WVU, and they're going to work us over onto map 3. So, great game out of TMU. I mean, WVU was absolutely smurfing it in map 1. TMU flips the script. I think we saw 2 13-6 games, so basically same story, two sides of the coin there. But WVU maybe just getting off to a bit of a slower start than they would have liked because they didn't really get anything together. It was, what, 10-2, 12-2, I think, at one point in the game. So probably not going to win a whole lot of games when that's the scoreline, but we are going to see what is in store with Lotus. And TMU, after that game, I think they're going to be feeling really good about another 3-site map.
Yeah, WVU unfortunately was trying to, defend against an unknown offense, which is, in Valorant very hard, even with the experience that Inox has. It's just something that if you're not ready for it, there's nothing you can really do besides try to call audibles, try to play together as a team. But even then, it was just hard for them to try to chain rounds together. So, from the beginning, they were down a couple of rounds. I believe they were down 5-0, I believe, at one point. So, it's just very hard at that point to try to get the ball rolling back. But, at the end, they did show resilience. They did show that they're going to try to persevere through this map too. They did secure the map 1. So they might be feeling comfortable over towards Lotus. Different 3-site map, but, more homogenized comps over towards that map as well. So that's going to likely be WVU's domain where they know how the maps play, how the comps play. They're just going to have set protocols in place for certain agents. So we'll see if it goes that way, or if TMU is going to bring out another unorthodox comp to try to, catch their footing and really shake WVU off of their game.
Yeah, before we get into Lotus, we are going to throw it to a very, very quick break. We're going to get back on the other side of things. WVU, TMU, first round of CVAL East, map 3. We're going to go to the decider. We'll catch you guys back in just a minute.
Walking till I fancy undid, 'cause mine should be where your hand is, but I don't even know where you've landed, so I'll pretend you're here just like we planned it. I can't let it go, 'cause if I start thinking of you, I'm all alone, all alone.
And what other way to kick CVAL, specifically CVAL East, then going to a map 3 in the first round. WVU dominated Bind 13-6. Then we saw a reversal of fortune where TMU flipped the script, took control of that map 2 Haven 13-6 as well. Now 3 sites once more. Lotus is going to be the decider, and I'm seeing very interesting. Seeing Deadlock and Gecko locked in, and I have not seen those 2 agents locked in ever on a casting.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm seeing before me here. Not only do we have Deadlock, Gecko, Astra over
I've
towards
never seen this
the
in my
West
life.
Virginia side, we have Chamber Sage over towards the TMU
At least
side on
Huns is a chamber
Lotus.
player, at least, right? So we can like take Huns out of it. This guy's been a chamber player, so you can at least like let that go. But yeah, to see the Sage and Gecko Deadlock, this is either going to be the sickest game ever, or it's going to look like a clown fiesta.
Either way, I'm gonna be here for it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be here for it, and I am very excited.
I'm
to
excited
see
for sure.
how this is going to go. I want to see, if they're going to be using some more unknown tech over on the side of West Virginia with, Deadlock and Gecko. I believe they are able to send Wingman in while blocking a line of sight, I believe, with the Deadlock cage. So
Is this
they might
post
be
Deadlock
using
buff
that.
too? I wonder. She just got buffed, right? Or is she getting buffed soon?
I think that's in the PBE, so it's
Okay.
not out yet.
Yeah, I knew it was just soon. I
unfortunately.
know. Oh, so it seems like she actually may have. This might be the patch with the buff. So I was gonna say, I legitimately have not seen one Deadlock on any collegiate cast since release. Maybe the first week she was out because it was like people just kind of messing around in a regular season game. But to see Gecko Deadlock locked in for a game 3 of CVAL is definitely an interesting layer. We said Huns is a chamber player. Seeing the Sage get locked in as well for Stallion too. This guy was popping off on the Omen last game. Pops over to that Battle Sage. So not the comps I was expecting. Definitely comps I'm happier to see just because it's different levels of gameplay finally. And these 3 sites, I mean, Lotus has always been known as a scrappy map. It's a bit skirmish heavy. I'll be really interested to see how this game plays out.
How much more scrappy can we really ask for with
Yeah.
the Deadlock, Breach, Astra, Gecko? There's just so many stuns over on the side of West Virginia, and not only stuns, but able to combo off of each other. The Gecko Molly is going to be huge. They're also going to have Aftershock and the paint shells, so I'm going to be really interested to see how many ability kills we get on this map. Just like that, West Virginia is starting over slow Deathpaw over towards C onto a seemingly empty site here. So you have nothing but a chamber trip holding down the site.
Yeah, see, looks like it's going to be pretty much be a guaranteed plant here. They're going to send in little buddy. Wingman going to go clear out that left side corner. Is going to get his way all the way to the back of the C site, but it's going to be Inox with the spike in hand. Is going to immediately find that plant. So the gamble stack for TMU not going to pay off. That lone chamber trip not going to be enough to dissuade WVU. And now, the one thing I will say for WVU's post plant, it's actually kind of nuts. You've got Astra, Gecko, Raze, Breach. There is so much safe ways to use utility to get these guys off the spike, get a lot of chip damage in there, just like Huns with the classic, get a walk in, will get traded out right away. It's a bit of a back and forth here, just a 1-for-1. The Deadlock wall is going to be up, though. That's so annoying to deal with if you're TMU. It's going to buy time for Inox to find that frag. Stallion will get knocked down, and Inox will find the last kill. Actually, Sean's still kicking here. I thought all members were dead for TMU, but he is the last one standing, but only for a fleeting moment. Taze will find that last kill, and WVU with this unorthodox comp will take pistol.
Yeah, great round out of WVU, but honestly unlucky over towards the side
Yeah.
of TMU because the last thing you do want to
That
do
feels
against
bad.
this comp is have an open site where they used at the maximum 3, maybe 4 abilities. And past that, they had to not only clear the Deadlock wall with pistols, which takes about like 2 or 3 clips to just take down by itself, but they also had just every other piece of util in the game. It's really going to be a interesting map for TMU as they have to try to bait out a lot of utility, but also play as safe as they can. But safe Huns cannot be this round as he does get picked off by Inox over towards Mound side. We're gonna see if WV is gonna try to slow down, gather these ult orbs, maybe just hit this site as they did have a flawless execute last round.
Yeah, at least this time, though, there's going to be a little bit more resistance. There's the nice little Dizzy. There's the util over the top. Paint shells are going to back off WVU. Stallion ready with the Sheriff. Boltzy is going to take down Decay, though. West Virginia, 2-man advantage, and they are exercising it greatly. It's all down to 5s. These Spectres are going crazy. He's getting fired up through the Astral Well. It's going to be Inox with another 3K, this time with the rifle. WVU, they seemingly enjoyed the C site. If I'm TMU, this is when it's going to get tricky because WVU goes C twice and they find a lot of success, but there is nothing stopping this comp from running A, setting up deadlock at baby door, setting at the backside of A up toward rope. There is so many options on Lotus to play, especially with this comp. TMU, right? You lost the bonus, not the end of the world, but we know how momentum-based that Lotus can be. When a team starts frying on Lotus, it feels like it is impossible to win sometimes. Just got to try to get one of these rounds early in the game. Boltsy not going to buy a gun. I think he had just... Oh, no, it's on... Yeah, West Virginia. I was going to say, why not buying out? But... Ooh, Thrash already, too.
Just like that, West Virginia is able to
said-
execute their game plan of using ultimate abilities and just regular abilities to try to isolate their ones and, you know, really get man advantage. And just like that, they do have man advantage on the bonus round. I'm going to see if Inox is going to be able to get the spike down over towards the B side. Jchronic narrowly escaping with his life there. Just like that, they are just pouring util onto heaven. It is the only place that is left vulnerable, but just like this, Inox is gonna have to 1v1, but just like that, he has his little buddy Thrash to help him and just makes him run away. Just like that, they do have full control of the B bomb site. Spike is gonna be put down, but just like that, Huns does take out Boltsy. Just like that, Dinks does find a trade over towards 5s. Both Smokes players down. It's just going to be a brawl of who's going to be able to get the better trades on this side, and West Virginia does have the advantage with the man. Just like that, Huns is able to angle out and actually find a shot onto Dinks there. Okay. Jchronic able to trade it back out, but just like that, Taze is going to be on site. It's traded out, and just like that, perfect trades coming out of West Virginia, and they do manage to get the bonus round, a 3-0 start. I think that's the third 3-0 start that we've actually seen.
Yeah, it is. Both these teams very momentum based, and the thing for WVU too is, like you said earlier, if TMU ever guesses the site wrong, and the thing too is because TMU knows that they cannot afford to get into a post plant against this comp, they're going to have to take a lot more fights that they maybe weren't too keen on taking before. You're going to have to challenge a lot of this, a lot of WVU. You have to put a lot of front pressure on them, try to not let them get access to that site. It's going to cost you a lot of util in the process. In WVU, they can just sit back and spam so long, and this time, A site going to get looked over. 2 members are going to be kicking back toward mid still, but it looks like TMU, they are here for the A read. They're going to run it, and they're going to get taken down. Will Decay. 5s is going to find the answer. A couple of Sheriff kills, at least going to make it interesting, but eventually that pressure will end up melting the defense of TMU. Spike should be walked over to A, should be planted, I believe, in just a moment or two.
Spike going down. I feel like if TMU did opt to go for the Killjoy instead of the Sage, it maybe would have been a more optimal, you know, more favorable matchup for them.
Yeah.
But right now, it seems like they have the worst of both worlds, seeing as they don't want to stack sites, but at the same time, they don't want to try to isolate anybody alone to try to, you know, anchor a site. So it's really just going to come down to a lot of hero plays and a lot of chemistry plays between them. But just like this, Sage is going to be able to wall herself off to try to defuse the bomb. Just like that, Aftershock is coming out. 80 a piece per, and just like that, Jchronic is going to get a nice little running on action, and Inox is going to clean up for the team ace and the 4-0 to start the half.
Yeah, and truthfully, if TMU doesn't have at least 2 people alive in these post plants, I just don't see how they could ever win. WVU just has so much spam potential. You've got the retrig on Dizzy, you've got the Aftershock, you've got the fault line, you've got the well, you've got pretty much every agent WVU has an effective way to hang in the post plant, set something up, combo some of this util together, chain a lot of these ultis together. This is a nasty combo. When they get that spike down, TMU is going to have to be proactive, shut them down. Huns is going to grab the operator. It looks like he's going to play possibly up toward B. WVU looks like a bit more of a default this time compared to the last 2.
And once again, they can't really guess wrong over on the side of TMU, but they are trying to stack over towards the C site here. They did force into the round, especially with the operator over towards Huns, locking down the B site. It's just going to be a matter of if Stallion is able to do no wrong. Once again, this map, he's going to have to do it once again like he did on Haven. But WVU is going to creep over towards A. They have a fully fledged default out, and then they're going to go straight into their site execute.
Dinks with the blast pack. We're going to see the Rolling Thunder get put through. WVU still looking to take a little bit of space. I hear Lowbro getting that plant down. Inox will get credit for it. Dinks, eyes up toward heaven. Stallion, like you said, gonna have to go so big this game. He's gonna be just above the rope. Paint Shell is gonna drop down below. Inox will find the first kill. Dinks will end up falling. That Paint Shell wasn't enough to take him down. Now it's gonna be Inox. Beautiful little off angle. Finds the first one, looking for the swing. Stallion, massive pick to shut that down, but West Virginia still has a little bit of util to play with. Stallion, slow toward tree, is going to pop the wall. The fault line will come through. The Sage Wall is protecting him, though. The Aftershock not going to be able to find home. TMU looks like they might end up getting the defuse, and they will do it. Bolt C just a little bit too low there. TMU, you don't care how you get the job done. You got it done. Unfortunately, you lost all your weapons in the process.
Yeah, the TMU managed to get a slippery little defuse there as the Aftershock was just narrowly missed Stallion from the defusal there, but they're going to need some sort of game plan here that's, they're just trying to give up the bomb site and try to guess correctly, but they need to try to find a way to gather some info, gather, players over towards one side of the map and just try to defend because, like I said, it's going to be very hard if they keep giving up sites and playing into all of the utility on the map. West Virginia is playing Overwatch while, TMU is playing Valorant. It's going to be a very tough game right here.
Yeah, gonna see the Cosmic Divide get invested nice and early. The B site, lots of action. Dizzy gonna go over the top. Mosh Pit into that back corner, try to see if they can block the doorway. Wingman for the plant, so all the Skekko util gonna find value. Thrash gonna get recovered once more. Showstopper from Sean, not gonna find the mark. Taze will end up finding the frag there, so TMU gonna be down a man. Tour de Force still online. Decay with the 2-piece. Goodness gracious, it is a green carpet in the kill feed. TMU slapping West Virginia upside the head there. The defuse gonna get started. It's a collateral though. Jay Chronic gonna get 2 for 1. Has the deadlock trap as well. Oh my goodness, the deadlock post plant. Jay Chronic is locking things down here. Now it's a 1v1. He's got pings for that spike though. That's gonna be a lot of damage over. Jay Chronic in the 1v1, looking to find time, and time is on his side. This time getting low. Defuse still yet to actually be initiated. Jay Chronic, the 1v3, I believe, pretty much a 1v4, considering the situation. That is exactly what you want out of your deadlock player. That is the value of Jay Chronic just staying alive the entire round. And if you're TMU, that one's going to sting a little bit extra.
Yeah, it seems like on the side of West Virginia, Inox is, sharing a bit of his Icelandic blood because everybody on this team has ice in their veins in the clutch here. Timeout coming out of TMU. Stallion, he's leading on the leaderboard. We'll see if he's going to try to lead his team with a better game plan for this half. Seeing as they can try to scrounge up a couple of rounds here back to back. Fortunately, they have to deal with the deadlock ult and the showstopper coming out of West Virginia. So it could seemingly be another death ball, another explosive site execute. It's just going to come down to whether or not TMU is able to guess correctly. But even then, they're still, just going to be working with classics and maybe a sheriff here or there. But it's just going to come down to a lot of hero plays. And if we've seen anything from last map, is we know that TMU can make those hero plays. It's just a matter of when they're going to activate and come online.
Yeah, and at least with Haven, it's a little bit easier, I think, to make some of these hero plays. On Lotus, there's just so much to worry about. Like, theoretically, Stallion, on Haven with that Omen, there's only so many places that you can theoretically get picked from at one time. You have a little bit more safety. On Lotus, if you're not watching your 6, watching your 12, watching every single angle, it is really difficult to keep alive the entire round, find these picks one by one, especially now he's not playing the Omen. He's playing the Sage. He can't just teleport around the map. He can't nearly garner the space he was going to get on that Omen. On the Sage, it's a whole different play style, even if your aim is still tried and true. The Pop Flash, oh my god, is a full combo out of TMU, and it pays massive dividends. The Paint Shell in the Classic, good for a couple of kills. Boltsy will finally get one back for West Virginia. Make that too, but I will say TMU, that is exactly the kind of play you have to make. You've got to start challenging West Virginia. You've got to make sure you can't let them walk onto site for free. You've got to try to make some of these trap plays, and they're at least looking pretty good to ride out the rest of the round.
Yeah, after the attack pause there, TMU is trying to give West Virginia a little bit of a preview as to how the rest of the half is going to go, how the rest of the map is going to go. Just like that, Fives, the Omen players for both sides are doing their best to try to lock down the
deadlock
site,
ult.
just like that, the deadlock ult is going to slowly reel him in.
Oh
like
no! Oh, I think that's the first time I got to see that in a collegiate match. That is so sad for Fives, but that is awesome for West Virginia, and they are continuing. TMU's bye was obviously not great whatsoever, but they are finding a way to make heads or tails of it. Huns going chasing with the headhunter. We'll have to switch to that classic, though. Gonna need a little bit more mobility, but Jay Chronic on the mark. This deadlock has been sensational. And man, that is actually just so sad to watch Fives just get kidnapped, brought to a different country, just no control over his own will there. That is very funny to watch. And for West Virginia, it's very effective. You don't necessarily have to use that for that last player like everyone kind of memes about it. So if it's a 2v2 and someone's walking in a spot they shouldn't be, you throw that thing down. All of a sudden, the numbers are looking to be in your favor. So West Virginia on to 6. Did burn a couple of alties, but again, they'll still be more than happy with the lead they've delivered so far.
I don't doubt that West Virginia has tried to cook up some. I'm sure they have some sort of lineups and stuff for the deadlock ultimate. So it's just going to be once again another it's another unknown variable for TMU. You know, they're gonna have to try to, you know, be put in West Virginia's shoes like they were last map, where they have to deal with unknown. Huns' spidey senses are tingling on the backside there. He sees that one could be close, and as soon as they open this door, he is in a very bad situation. But just like that, he catches one and does manage to TP out. Just catch Little Man. Just coming down onto the site. Wingman is able to get this one. West Virginia's in a 4v4 post plant. We'll see how they're able to gather up util and just spread it across so that TMU is going to have a tough time here, retaking just like that fault line and Showstopper, or the the Trailblazer coming out. Stallion in a bit of a standstill here with the two people in the pocket.
This could be good, though. If he can swing and find the kill on the Taze, he could possibly go huge, but the crossfire from deep onto the B side was too damn good. Fives is going to find a nice kill in response, but the time is ticking very, very low. Nice little conga stack there. Totem pole aim from West Virginia. Jay Chronic again. Another 3K on the board. 11-1 this guy is on the deadlock. He's got lineups, he's got cash, he's got kills, he's got clutches. Jay Chronic is absolutely taking over this game, not to slight the rest of West Virginia because they are playing phenomenally, but for the agent that was widely considered to be the most useless in the game for months on end, gets a buff, and all of a sudden Jay Chronic, and I think honestly, like you said too, I think it's just a lack of patience, and not to any fault of TMU. In a million years, TMU could not have predicted they'd play against a Gecko deadlock offense comp, but here we are, and here it is working quite well for West Virginia. Showstopper is back middle. They have Thrash online if they want. The Showstopper will go live, won't find anything. 5 with the Sheriff, though. Answered way, but West Virginia's pressure will eventually be too much, and TMU will start to fold just a little bit. Dinks would like to have that one back. It looks like Huns is on 1 HP.
Back into 2v2 post plan. Both teams do like to, you know, duke it out over towards the mound, but just like that, Stallion is gonna take mound control back and make it a 2v1 here.
He's got res too.
Yeah, it's gonna make it a 3-1. This is a near impossible round for Inox. He does have Mosh Pit, does have Wingman to work with, but this is one of the harder clutches that he's gonna have to pull off here. Immediately, play trigger discipline.
Oh my goodness.
He is able to get one.
Way.
He's gonna be able to get 2.
There's no way.
He doesn't manage to find the shot onto Stallion.
Wow.
Nice attempt out of Inox. That was a very good attempt at the clutch. Just experience trigger discipline there to try to make it as favorable as he can, but it just won't happen. And Stallion is gonna able to clutch the round out, get the thrifty round, and make it 2-7. This is exactly what TMU needs if they want to make it back into this game, back into the series for that matter, and try to take some control back.
Yeah, and TMU almost losing a second 1v3 that game. You know the comms had to be getting a little bit scrambled there. It's like, okay guys, 3v1, we're not going to mess this up again. It's 1v1, boys. We have got to lock in. We cannot throw this round away. 7-2 and 8-1 are vastly different worlds. The economy kind of hanging in the balance for both squads. Dink's going to blast pack over the fault line. Try to see if they can combo anyone up in mid. No one's going to be there to show. The Omen ulti is going to be expended. Try to get some information here. Dizzy able to be grabbed up in mid once more. A is going to be the target. Thrash is going to be the first one on, trying to scout out whatever he can. You've got Stallion playing the backside of sight. He's got a whole lot of support from the rest of TMU. It is a 5v5 on A.
Yeah, TMU managing to beat out the rotations, but I don't think it's going to matter over.
Oh,
So WVU just
nice.
has so much util. Dinks does find one onto Stallion just like that. Sean does trade it back onto Dinks. DK and Sean are running this retake single-handedly coming back, but the Rolling Thunder is going to come out, making this more hectic of a post plant. Paranoia coming out. Boltsy's able to just run around through site, trying to buy his team some time, trying to buy them any sort of resources that they can here in this post plant. DK managing to snake around onto site. Boltsy does get DK, but manages to get traded out. They have to deal with this immense pressure over towards Tree and Jay Chronic just once again in the clutch, trying to hold it down for his team. No time left over for Huns. He just has to get this kill, and just like that, Jay Chronic does manage to clutch it out once again.
Yeah, West Virginia is just deciding we are going to A and we are going to fist fight until one of us is dead, one of us is left standing. And this comp has been doing an excellent job of landing the much more powerful punches so far. We've seen a couple really good plays out of Huns, Fives, and Stallion. They've been trying to find these clutches, but man, this pressure of West Virginia essentially forcing you to fight them at the jump too. If you don't fight this team on entry, like we mentioned earlier, they're just going to walk onto site, and there is too much util to try to make any sort of counterplay. You've got the Astra Well, you've got the nades, you've got the fault lines. There's literally 6 or 7 different layers they can peel back and unfold. And that's going to make TMU's life more and more of a living hell. This time, though, West Virginia opting for the A site. They are going to scoop up Dizzy. I wonder if they're still going to commit to the A site. Huns is sitting back with the Headhunter. Looks like Dizzy, or Wingman rather. Going to send in low bro. Possibly try to find the plant. Dizzy's going to go over top. The deadlock wall is going to zone things off. Huns, a face full of Dizzy and a face full of phantom shots too. Dinks good for the first blood. Paint Shell is going to clear out top side of ropes there. Now Dinks got the world in front of him. Is going to find one. Finds two. Finally shut down, but not before the damage is done. 4v2 for the Mountaineers. Sean looking to work outside a drop here. Got the blast pack ready. Is going to work back up top side. Stallion is going to find a pick in the mess there. Showstopper going to go live. He's got to go huge with it, but he will get shut down, and so will Stallion. Taze with a 2-piece. And that is West Virginia. Stop me if you've seen this before. It's 9 first half.
The script is almost a little too good for
It's
this
insane.
series.
Is this going to be 13-6?
We'll see again. But I think this map just has been a culmination of all the philosophies that we've seen in these two maps thus far. We have the leadership on both sides just having the correct reads. We have the unorthodox comps, and just this map has just come down to, unorthodox beating unorthodox, and just like that. I think Inox over on the side of West Virginia looks at their comps and just says, guys, we have so much util on the attack. They can basically just deathball wherever they want, whenever they want. So it's just going to be a matter of how many rounds they are able to take on the attack, whether it be 9 or 10. Either way, sitting pretty going into the defense half. Just like that. Fives does find a crazy shot on the Dinks. Does get the spray transfer through the smoke onto Inox. Just holding the fort down. Seems like it's going to be heroic omens over to the side of TMU, and just like that, we're going to be in a 5v3 as they have to try to recuperate some space. But luckily, over towards the side of West Virginia, they haven't been contested anywhere else on the map. It's just been a fight over towards C Mountain, so they are going to have to explore here, but they do have a lot of lurkers over towards the side of West Virginia, so they are able to, try to take some space, take some correct timings, find those angles. But fortunately, Huns is going to be staring down Boltsy with a barrel, and doesn't even TP out. He just has the confidence to stay there and continue to hold it down. And just like that, TMU does seem to have found their footing here on the last round of the half, and maybe they've secured the curse the way that they wanted it to for the 9-3.
They would be more than happy if the curse came to fruition. And for West Virginia, that round, I actually like that they kind of just said, F it, we ball, because that's a bit of a heat check round where it's 9-2. You've got a lot of util. You can pretty much do what you want. I think it's okay to take a chance like that. This is that time of the game when those chances are okay to take. When it's 9-6, 9-7, maybe not the best idea, but you've got such a huge buffer. You're still banking on the fact that, hey, if we can win pistol or something, we can still lock this one down. And we talked about how the Deadlock Astra can actually be good for the post plant. Talk about how good that's going to be on defense. You've got Deadlock Astra to lock down sites. Gecko's throwing stuff over the top. You've got the Rays still to work for some of these entry picks. The offensive utility works just as well to try to stop these executes out of TMU. So TMU going to have to make sure they find a way to get that Sage Wall up, find some sort of default, find some sort of value in that post plant. Otherwise, this could be a very, very quick second half. Hunt's going to get stopped in the net already.
Crazy combo coming out of West Virginia, just showing us a little bit of what they've been cooking there. They had a net mosh pit stun combo there, try to pick off a quick death ball over towards A, and just try to get a trap set up. But honestly, I think the win condition over for TMU is going to be, moving as, finding a buddy, just moving along, finding a lane that you can try to just take an angle, get a favorable fight, and just keep it moving. They just kind of have to play boxing almost on, in this map, as they have to try to, jab and poke over here and just find an opening so they can finally hit a site. So if they just try to bash their head into the wall against like all of the utility that West Virginia has, it's going to be a quick loss for them.
Yeah, West Virginia's comp is more of like a power puncher type, and TMU's more of gonna have to keep you at distance, like you said, stick him up with the jab, work the body a little bit, slowly break him down over the course of the game. Looks like they're gonna opt for the B side this time. They're gonna work for the flood. West Virginia is here in response, so Inox good for the first one, good for the second one. His only regret is that he ran out of bullets, but unfortunately for TMU, that won't matter. West Virginia, quick, fast, in a hurry. We saw there was 10 players alive 7 seconds ago, and then just at the drop of a hat, every single fight pretty much going the way of WVU. And credit to Inox again, 16 and 10 on the get-go, just finding so many ways to get max value out of this kit. And now for West Virginia, if you're TMU, because it's 10 and not 11, you have to go for the save here. You have to play it like a regular bonus. Unfortunately, then you're going to be even further down in the hole, but it's pretty much their best calculated analytics risk at trying to get back in this game. West Virginia's analytics are, we will spam util until you die. Wow, it worked!
Just like that, West Virginia does manage to get the combo for the second time, and just like that, they make it a 5v1 less than 20 seconds into the round. Just crazy tech coming out of West Virginia. They are not pulling back any punches. They are just heavy hitters they are, and heavy they are hitting right now. And just like that, 11-3. It's once again another uphill battle for TMU.
Yeah, this is how you can tell Valorant is a game of momentum, because it looked like after partially through map 1, I assumed WVU was honestly just going to take them to the cleaners on map 2. You win map 1 in such a dominant fashion, especially in the first part of the map. It's like, okay, these guys are feeling it. It looks like there might be a bit of a skill gap in this map 1. Map 2, TMU says, no. You hold up, you wait. We're going to bring this one back. Unfortunately now, though, they are in a unenviable spot. Mosh pit combo once more. I was going to say, if TMU gets caught again, I do not have any words for that same combo, but it looks like they're going to go for the flood on the A site. A little bit of deadlock util is going to be there. Rotations are also there to match. WVU, they are here. They are ready. The Sage Wall is going to block off the deadlock spam again, though. Again, it's just so much util to fight through. How do you ever get on site?
Clean shots coming out of Huns and Stallion as they try to take the site. It was like it's a battle of the old wall ability versus the new wall ability, seeing as both sides of the choke there on A lobby were contested. But just like that, Bolty is able to find one through the smoke somehow. Just like this, he's going to have to find another one if they want to win this post plan. Just like that, Fives manages to get 2 just back-to-back. Great spray transfer out of him. Bolty's going to have to lock it down as the smokes player for his team to win the round. Just like that, it is a battle of the smokes players indeed there, as TMU does find a 4th for this map.
Yeah, credit to Bolty for finding 2 more kills than he probably should have. The first kill is whatever, he had the angle. To find 2 more kills when they have full information of where you're at, very impressive out of the Astra player. And we can see Fives as well. He has been trying his best to keep TMU in this game for as long as he possibly can. 15 frags, only one sitting at a positive scoreline right now as that Omen player. Inox, as we said, gearing up to that 20 kill mark, has Thrash in the back pocket. If they decide to go C this time, TMU, it looks like it might end up paying off for them. Only that one lone defender over there, but it looks like WVU, they are scanning really far up on A, seeing if they can catch out Huns.
Unfortunately, this with the amount of abilities that West Virginia have, they're almost playing a MOBA here, just like that.
Yeah.
No abilities needed over for the side of Bolty. Just manages to pop one in the head. But as this game is going on longer, they're going to have more resources to use over on the side of West Virginia, more ultimates to build up. That's just going to be like another obstacle for TMU to try to take over. But just like that, Inox does go on a forward angle over towards A, manages to escape with his life. Once again, TMU is just doing that win condition. They're trying to poke and jab over everywhere on the map, just try to find a favorable site to hit. And it seems like they have decided on the A bomb site here.
Guiding late up toward tree. Jay Chronic working the crossfire, is going to get the jump onto Decay. WVU, great job to get aggressive, get proactive, and Inox is going to round things out. 2 more picks. Now it is only Sean left to his own devices. It's a 1v5. Oh no, Wingman! Sean throwing some strays over at Wingman in frustration, but WVU, nothing frustrating about that 12-4 score line. You're sitting on map point, first series of CVAL point, trying to get that upper bracket momentum continuing to kick on. I think the winner of this game would play the winner of Winthrop and Harrisburg. I think they start at 5. To my money, that would probably be Winthrop. So whatever the team wins this, that next series is going to be an absolute doozy of one for them to try to win. But West Virginia, if they keep bringing out these wacky comps, I would not be surprised if they had something else in their playbook and they continue to bring out these kind of wonky rotations as the tournament goes on. But for TMU, unfortunately, with this bye in this setup, it looks like the lower bracket is calling their names.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
well,
Sean just full sends it onto the B bomb site with the judge. Once again, our favorite gun that has been nerfed, by the way. But just like that, little man does make his way over towards Cubby, and Ox just trying to find this angle, waiting for his team to try to converge elsewhere. But just like that, Sean finds a second on the round, popping the showstopper. He's showing his team that he is not out for the count. He wants to win this map 3. Possibly even taking it into overtime, finding the third on the round. But just like that, Jay Chronic answers back.
Player standing.
Stallion does get the trade onto Jay Chronic, and it is all left to Boltsy in a 1v4. Trying to see if he can end this game earlier than they expect. Just like that, they're not able to do it. Hun's getting the last one on the round. They're going to need 7 more in a row if they want to try to take this game into overtime, which honestly might be very favorable for TMU. You know, they're not going to, WVU is not going to have all those ultimates to be able to be used. So if they do take it to overtime, if they do find the momentum to try to get there for 7 rounds in a row, they might be able to take the entire series. But once again, that's a very tough hill to climb. So just take it 1 round at a time, see what they're going to try to cook up here on their attack.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at some of the stat lines here, Jay Chronic is playing about the prototypical textbook Sentinel game. He's damn near almost top frag. 5 deaths in 17 rounds of play. That is the most impressive stat line possibly out of all of them. Just staying alive, constantly having that util to flood onto the site to try to stop some of these post plants. TMU, once again, it's a flood over on WVU, is going to give that space. They're more than happy to play the post plant. They've got the deadlock ult. They've got the cosmic divide. Once more, it's 12-5, so you've got to have it.
Yeah, TMU recognizing that they have to play on the site. They can't just fall back and let Wingman defuse that bomb. And just like that, they are holding on to every single angle possible on site. Vibes holding down the rotating door over towards C. Just like that, they are going to make it a 4v1 on the post plant and take another round in this half. 6-12, just like that. 6 more they are going to need in a row to try to bring it back. But bringing it back they are right now, so see if they can continue this momentum. I think it's going to be a save over on the side of West Virginia. But even then, they have so much utility that it might not even matter. Just a sheriff shot, maybe if they even get that trap set up with the net and the mosh pit, they can just secure 1 gun for this round. They might be able to actually just run away with it.
And you can tell things are going really, really good for a team when this is their first, I think this is genuinely their first save round of the entire game. And the scoreline is 12-6, so they've been doing a really good job. And that's where not dying comes a lot into play. You just get to keep your gun time and time again. The tour de force, not going to get to keep that one next round, but the damage is done. Boltsy also looked like he caught a couple of shots there too. So this eco out of West Virginia, not looking too good to start things off, but obviously but they can cook up with the Marshall. Sean, though, right behind the back line. Trailblazer and the Vandal shots are going to find the mark, and he's going to swing and be good for 1 more. So TMU looking proper to round out this round. Only 2 more members of West Virginia stand in their way, and it's an aftershock. It's a classic. They don't have a lot to work with. Possibly the sheriff from Jay Chronic, but he just lets him pass. Guiding Light is going to connect, and so will Sean. So it is all down to, I believe, Taze working the back line just with the pistol, and seems like he knows his time is running short.
Jay Chronic was taking his time with the shots, but Sean is doing the absolute opposite. Sean is shooting anything and everything that moves. Like we saw that round with
I
the
respect
Wingman.
it.
if it moves, he's gonna shoot it, and that's how he's been doing the rest of
What?
this half. But just like this get two with the
What?
Bucky, it won't matter, I believe, for the round. But it's kind of demotivating to be, just getting pumped down like that by the Bucky.
I mean, you just
But-
lost $6,000 over basically nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing too. It's like you're not TMU is never getting the loss bonus again. They've got to work with what they and Stallion dies to the spike. It's like granted, it's not the end of the world, but when you're not getting that loss bonus, I mean, granted, they do have a decent amount of cash, but if you were to, lose another 4 guns and win this round, that money will start to add up at least a little bit. But it is going to be a timeout for West Virginia. They've got pretty much every single ultimate in the bag. They've got full rifles. They've got full armor. Now is going to be the time to make or break this game open. And hopefully for them, move on to that second round of the upper bracket. They just need that one more measly round.
Yeah, West Virginia taking the timeout. Sherms is going to try to chime in and maybe set them up for a game plan. Maybe either use all their resources at once or maybe try to spread them out to get, 4 or 5 chances to win the game right here. But we are getting a deep dive into the head of Gecko, which is, Inox, their IGO. So maybe between the two of them, they're able to cook up some sort of strat that, will catch TMU off guard and hopefully just get an edge here for the round. But TMU does seem to have found their stride. DK is getting those flashes in for Sean. Sean just entering like there's no tomorrow, just double satcheling everywhere. Haven't seen a lot of tech coming out of TMU. They're kind of playing more standard, just seeing like they're comfortable with their agents and just how they play. So quite opposite to how WVU is playing. But, we'll see if they're able to chain together these next couple of rounds to bring it over to OT.
Yeah,
Defense and attack are both spread thin here.
It's one good thing with Val too. There's no right or wrong way to play the game. Yes, some agents are definitely better than others in certain metas, but if you can work the 5 agents and theoretically if you just win more of your gunfights than you lose, pretty much any comp is going to work well enough. Unfortunately, WVU also has some aimers on the other side there, and after this timeout, it looks like the default slow call was going to be the play. So spreading out the util, not investing too heavily onto any one of these sites, although B is looking relatively open considering how much TMU loves going to B. So if I was WVU, I would maybe send that second player to catch that backside CT spawn of B, because otherwise TMU might just hit this site again and they're going to be off to the races.
It's very interesting to see how WVU is going to be buddy systems, but I'll hold that thought for a second. Sean once again double blast packing in behind the flashes, but just like that, oh my god, just like that, the cosmetic ability coming out of Taze. Sean just manages to pick him off, fully stunned, and just like that, he gets another on the round with the showstopper. Just momentum after momentum coming out of Sean here for TMU. Just like that, they're in a 5v3 post plant. Nade does come in, doesn't manage to get the second one, but Huns accidentally jumps mid gunfight, but it just does not matter. Inox does manage to trade it out, but it is still a 3v2 over on the side of WVU, but hold that thought. Ulti does able to get one. Inox is once again going to have an ice cold clutch, but Stallion does have the crossfire set up, and just like that, they managed to take another round over on attack.
Yeah, so if I'm WVU, I said it mid-round, maybe we put a little bit more pressure toward B and we're more willing to play retake on A or C, because playing retake on B, you're literally just hoping that timing goes your way and you're gonna get that right crossfire, your teammate's gonna be ready, because otherwise, we said it during the entire game, it is just a fist fight, and it's who ends up getting that last kill that usually will end up stealing the round. So for WVU, now it's going to be an A stack, so I like that TMU now. Yes, we found success at B 3 to 4 times. Now we're going to stack A, we're going to flood, we're going to hit them with every single thing we got, including the operator from Huns, tried and true. A completely barren. WVU going to get on their horse, but it is not going to be in time to stop the plan.
I think TMU has once again gone back to their old ways and realizing that they are going to have some W gaming moments if they want to try to come out on top here and take it over to OT. Decided to hit the A bomb site this time. Taze alone over towards drop. Seems like they're just trying to slowly inch out and use as much util as they can, but just like that, J Chronic does drop, but not before he places that wall down there. It's going to be very interesting how they're going to play around this position and the wall, but just like that, Decay does find Boltsy over on the lurk. 5v2, 5v1 now. Taze gonna have to make it happen with a Bucky. We saw him get 2 last time, but he's gonna have to get 3 more to try to win this round.
Oh, I thought for sure he was going to find that kill, but TMU, I think that's 5 rounds unanswered now. It was something in the ballpark of 12-4, 12-3, something like that. So it has been a TMU run. Yeah, 6 out of the last 7, so it was 11-3 at one point in the game. They have battled all the way back to 12-9. Still got some work to do, and WVU is going to have their purchase back up in order. Rifles, armor, all the rest of it. They have Thrash. They've got the Showstopper. TMU, though, they're sitting on some ultimates too. Granted, the Omen ulti not as effective, especially on offense. It's a little bit harder. Yes, you can spot out some of the defenders, but it's a little bit trickier to find value. Decay's got the Seekers, had a bit of a rough game as far as kills, but that Sky Util is always ever so effective, and Inox getting picked off right away by Fives is also extremely effective. TMU looking like this round might be done and dusted already.
Fives once again, just the Omen players going for those solo plays, going for those hero plays, but just like that, a hero he is indeed on the round. He's able to open the site up for his teammates, make a 5v3 post plan, and just like that, West Virginia lost 2 of their biggest heavy hitters in terms of util there. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be straight gunfights coming down to the wire, see if they can manage to get this post plant, but DK has sneaked himself onto a great spot under Heaven, and just like that, he got 2. 1v5 once again for Jay Chronic. We'll see if he can, how many he can get before he falls. 2 in the count. Seems like TMU is going to respect him a little bit, play a little far back, try to guarantee this round, make it 10-12. And Jay Chronic is not going down without a fight. 3 on the round. See if he's able to pick off anybody else. But just like that, Huns is staring him down with the operator. And just like that, we are at 10-12.
Yeah, now TMU, one thing, even though it's a small little thing, that mental edge of having double digits on the scoreboard after being down by so many rounds, they've got to be looking at the scoreboard and saying, guys, like, we are in this game. They're not going to be on the best buy. They're going to have pretty middling weapons. We are in control to bring this to 12-11, and we've got the momentum to propel ourselves to 12-12 and to overtime. So West Virginia, you've got to figure something out. I'm a bit surprised that Taze is going to buy up the Phantom, assuming he's going to have enough for next. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, didn't look like he was going to, so it is going to be the Guardian. WVU, they're going to have a lot of ultis, but they've got to get these weapons back online. Otherwise, these ultimates are going to be a lot harder to use and find these round wins with. But TMU, now it's going to be a slow crawl towards C. They haven't really tried this in 6-7 rounds, so this might actually be the right call.
It seems like West Virginia might be like conceding this round over, just, you know, investing a little bit, just a little bit of an econ. If they do manage to find a pick, they might throw some ultimates out to try to secure the round. But I think their game plan and win conditions really going to come down to just slowly throwing util over at the other team so they aren't able to deathfall the way that they are doing onto the C site right now. Showstopper and Paranoia coming out. Seems like they're seemingly going to have a free bomb site once again. Taking control over towards Waterfall. WVU has no choice but to break this wall and try to flood in from CT, as it is going to be a 5v5 post plant. Bomb planted over towards the mound, so they are able to play back if they want to, but Sean said no, let's push into their spawn, and just like that, they get 3, immediately making a 5v2, make that a 5v1 and a 5v0. We went from a 5v5 to a flawless 5-0 in a matter of seconds there. Great showing out of TMU. They really seem to have found their footing, and they are trying their hardest to bring it over into OT.
Yeah, and now if you're West Virginia, you are definitely starting to sweat a little bit. They're going to have a fantastic buy, and every ultimate you could possibly ask for, sans the Rolling Thunder. But TMU, it's 8 out of the last 9 rounds. It is complete control on the offense so far, and they've just got one more small little step to take. And overtime is going to be on the horizon. And after how this game has gone, you get to OT, all bets are going to be off. And now it's going to be Sean grabbing up the Showstopper. That is a huge tool to try to win this round over. Thrash is going to go live, trying to scout out mid here. He is going to back them off. The detain looks like it did land on the 5s. I'm not sure how aggressive they want to get. Sean with the Showstopper. We're going to see Dinks, though. They will punish the Thrash hit. The Showstopper will find home. And now TMU, they have no smokes. No way to, well, their stage res actually is going to come in clutch. I was going to say those smokes are offline, but very quickly back online. Looks like A potentially in the cards, and it looks like WVU may have guessed incorrectly.
I was going to say, I think that's the first time this half that WVU does manage to get a man advantage, but just like that, Stallion says I'm going to bring my teammate back, and we're going to make this a 5v5 as they move over towards the A bomb site. Deadlock coming in, but
Huge
nobody
paranoia.
caught in the line of sight. Paranoia bringing them out. Sean does manage to find Boltsy on the entry, 5v4 for the site. Just like that, we are going to be going into 5v4 post plant. Inox on the flank. Is he able to
Spike planted.
get as many as he can on the flank here, try to win this game out, or will they bring it over to OT? 5v3, the last remaining players of WVU are going to have to make some crazy heroics if they want to settle this right here in regulation. If not, we're going to be going straight into overtime.
Yeah, it looks like TMU is looking pretty damn good to take this round and push us into overtime. Decay and Dinks back and forth. Tay is good for one, but that is all WVU will get. And once again, it is a damn near flawless up to the last second, and it was an 11-3 game. 12-12 on the board. Little Fnatic Loud Icebox vibes at this point. This has been a hell of a comeback in the first round of CVAL East. And now if you're West Virginia, man, you had 175 chances to win this game, and now you're stuck in overtime. You're going to go back to the offense, which you were completely dominant on to start this game, to try to get yourself that lead back that you have ever so rapidly just let go to the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, I threw the idea out of TMU, you know, if they do bring it to overtime, they are going to have a slight advantage over West Virginia, but I didn't really know if it would come to fruition, but it seemingly did. So now we're going to see if TMU is going to be able to shift that momentum over towards the defense side. I want to see if Sean is able to still keep up his aggression like he was doing so well on the attack side here. They seem like they have more confidence on this defense side. They're just taking A control. Yeah, they're just slowly creeping up, and they're taking as much space as they want here.
Oh, I thought it was about to go down for a second. It looked like it was about to be a war on the T side spawn, but TMU maybe going to have a second, third thought there. They're just going to play default. They're going to get ready. They know the execute is coming. Sean has blast packs. He's got paint shells. He's got all the util in the world, but it's going to be Boltsy with the first blood. Sean, though, there is that raise. Answers back in a big way. Is going to navigate the mosh pit. 5's good for that one as well. And TMU in total control of this game. West Virginia, 2 players left. TMU knows exactly where they're at. They know exactly where they want to go. And now it looks like for the first time all game, TMU will be taking the lead, barring disaster.
Yeah, it seems like the players over on TMU are using all this passion, all this energy into their gunfights and just playing together. Just even as he walked away there, Sean was just pinging and, you know, just keeping his crosshair like everywhere, just trying to win the round. And just like that, he does manage to get 3 of the round. And I think that's like his 6th showstopper of the game by now. It's just incredible performance out of Sean here. 26-18 on the scoreline, leading the lobby right now.
And now TMU, who just absolutely smurfed it on offense, gets to go back on offense with a chance to win the game. And if they win this round, it would be 11 out of the last 12. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It'd be 10 rounds unanswered if they win this round and win the game. Not something we typically see. Not something we see barely ever, especially at the collegiate level. It just feels like the players, the pressure either gets to them or they just can't really rise to the moment. Things are just too hard to bring back sometimes. TMU, though, those boys in Toronto, they never say die. Stallion is going to find the plant. WVU on the back foot. Sean getting tagged up by Wingman. Decay is going to be good for the kill on Inox. Huns takes down Dinks, and TMU looks like they are getting ready to send West Virginia back into the lower bracket. Canada looks like it will be on top, at least in the first round of CVAL East. Boltsy, it's all down to you. It was an 11-3 lead, but that lead is a long form of history. Oh my goodness. Toronto Metropolitan University comes back in a huge way. Shocks West Virginia down 11-3, wins it 14-12 in overtime. And goodness gracious, what a way to kick off CVAL.
Honestly, I don't think that could have been written any better of a script. Great showing out of both teams, just, you know, back and forth, 13-6 to 13-6. And just in the end there, they're managing to bring 10 rounds in a row to win it all. I'm shocked. I'm at a loss for words right now. Great showing out of TMU. Great showing out of Sean and Fives, just both making so many heroic plays. They're truly the heroes and MVPs of this series.
I mean, yeah, there's not many times we talk about Valorant being a game of runs, and yes, Lotus obviously favors the offense, but for TMU to look at the scoreboard and see 11-3 and say, this is fine. It's like the meme of the guy burning in the house. This is fine. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get it back in. And even when it was 12-5 and you float out the idea, hey, if TMU, they're looking really good here. If they could get us close to overtime, this game could really start to turn in 12-7, 12-8, 12-10, 12-12. All of a sudden, West Virginia's like, man, we can't buy a damn kill right now. We can't buy a round. And that's what you got out of TMU, man. That was a great first series. And I will say for TMU, for anything moving forward, the fact they could make this kind of comeback against that wacky composition, which they were probably not ready at all for in that first half. That comp probably had them a little bit dizzy trying to figure out what was going on. So that is a big win, a big game against a really, really strong team in West Virginia, man. Luckily, they got that lower bracket chance, but that they're going to be thinking about that game for a long, long time.
Yeah, crazy game out of both sides, but that is just the first game out of CVAL East. We're going to have a great rest of the semester, great rest of playoffs here. Very interested to see how TMU is going to be playing up against Winthrop as well in the next round. I believe Winthrop is playing right now against
Harrisburg,
right? So, yeah, interesting to see who's going to win that matchup. And then once again, it's going to be the winner of that versus TMU. So, very interesting to see. Hopefully, one of those teams make it to the finals and makes it as exciting as this series has been.
I would love that for sure. But with that being said, we're going to go East Coast to West Coast for the second stint of CVAL for today. It's going to be the team near and dear to me and Adam's heart. Our boys, the Demigods, will be strapping up to take on IVC in the first round of CVAL West. But that is going to be all for me and Nightmare for today. We had a fantastic series. Big props to TMU, waiting the winner of Harrisburg and Winthrop in that second round of uppers. West Virginia blew a 10-round lead, essentially knocked into lowers, heartbreaking fashion. But we're going to cut it off here for now. Stay tuned for the West Coast team, the Demigods and IVC. Me and Nightmare will take it easy. Everyone enjoy your Saturday, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.